All right. Hey, y'all. It's Caroline from Earth Commons. I am here with Caitlin Austin of Vital Nectar Holism, and we're going to be talking about her class that's coming up at the end of May on EFT, Intuitive Eating and Nutrition. So, this class, we're really excited about it. I have been witnessing Caitlin over the years. We went to herb school together, and I've witnessed her journey with food and eating and even learning about EFT and how to bring that into it. And I am so proud and humbled to be her friend and to watch her through this journey, both near and far. And even more excited that we're offering this here, and I can't wait to take it myself. So Caitlin is going to tell us a little bit more about the class that's going to start on May 31st, and it will end on June 27th, and it will be 4 Saturdays from 2 to 4 p.m. So Caitlin, tell us a little bit about this class and your own personal journey with food and intuitive eating.
Yeah, thank you, Caroline, for that super sweet intro. It touched my heart. I have definitely been on a long and winding journey around food and body image and healing the intricate relationship between the two, and how all of that interrelated with my own physical health. Yeah. So intuitive eating came into my world, I think it was before herb school, actually. And it kind of was hanging out in the background as a means of healing what I thought was a problem with binge eating and compulsive overeating and just lack of control with food. And it was interesting to me, but it didn't really stick for a while. I learned some things, and predominantly I think focused on one of the 10 principles of intuitive eating, which is eat when you're hungry, and then the kind of subtext of like stop when you're full. And the way that I learned about intuitive eating at that time was still kind of from like a diet culture mentality of like, this is the new solution. You just have to learn how to perfectly listen to your body, and then you'll be able to lose weight naturally and easily. And I was definitely still struggling with my body image, which I had done for most of my adolescent and early adult life. I really battled with disordered eating and a challenging relationship with food, and I felt like I needed to control a lot of elements of my body and my health through food, which I think is a very common belief in this culture, that we can find perfect and optimal health if we just control ourselves. So that was kind of the beginning. And then through herb school, it came back around because we were, of course, learning how to sit with clients and work with clients' issues and hormonal issues and digestive issues and all of that kind of thing. But I think people that want to heal often are led to that path because they want to heal themselves too. So there were a lot of symptoms that kept coming through in our discussions in herb school that led me back to my relationship with food is really still quite toxic and challenged. So yeah, I think that just like brought it back into my awareness. And then shortly after that, I found EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And I started to use that tool to heal myself emotionally and mentally, predominantly. And then, of course, psychosomatically, because they're all interrelated.
Yeah, wow. Thanks for sharing all of that. It's really profound, and I, again, think it's so important to learn from people who have experienced so much of that growth in themselves. And I can really tell that that is where your growth edge is. But could you tell us a little bit more, or even show us exactly what EFT is?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it's basically a DIY somatic processing tool. It helps you rapidly release stored stress and trauma that gets stored in the physical body, and then reestablish a state of sympathetic nervous system response, which is our rest and digest nervous system. That's the state our nervous system is in when we are calm and relaxed and we feel good and we're able to actually take in our environment and enjoy, everything that life has to offer, rather than feeling like we need to run away from a tiger or something, or a bus that's going too fast. So it does those two things, along with allowing us to rapidly repattern our beliefs, our experiences, our behaviors on a subconscious level. So it does three things. It's epic. It's helped me heal a lot. And what it looks like is you're tapping gently on certain endpoints of the meridian system, which is the energy system that's used in traditional Chinese medicine and in acupuncture. And so you're really flushing that energy system and all of the energy pathways while practicing modern psychology techniques to address things on multiple levels.
Amazing. Yeah, I've done some EFT and really found it to be profound for my own healing. And I'm just interested to know, and maybe not too much, because I think that this is probably the whole class, but talking about the relationship between EFT and intuitive eating and then nutrition, and how all of that can help one to feel more balanced in their approach to food.
Yeah, thank you. I love that question. So I think that the reason that intuitive eating didn't fully stick for me, way back when I originally found it, was because I didn't have as much emotional intelligence. So I wasn't able in real time to break down my experiences when I got triggered, which is when an old pattern or wound comes up from our environment or from an interaction with someone that triggers us into that sympathetic nervous system response, that fight or flight or freeze. When I got triggered, I wasn't as aware of it. So there are so many emotional triggers around food, especially when someone has just really internalized a lot of the culture's messaging around what is beautiful and what is healthy and what is appropriate body size wise, that messaging and that conditioning around fitting into certain parameters in order to be what it breaks down to is worthy. And it didn't stick because when those triggers come up, it feels like the truth for a lot of people. It feels like, this judgment that comes up. I did a bad thing, like labeling food as bad or good, labeling behavior as bad or good. And it really perpetuates this really negative cycle of trying to restrict and control and put parameters around what our bodies actually need, which takes us out of the ability to just tune in and know and listen to the cues that are built in on a biological level. Mm-hmm. And that's the intersection. It's teaching people emotional intelligence and giving people a tool to help regulate the nervous system when those triggers come up, so that you can kind of slow the process down and go, okay, where is the story actually coming from? Is this me believing this, or is this something that I read somewhere? Is this a belief that I picked up along the way? Is this really aligned with my conscious perception of reality, or is this just something old?
Yeah. And what I'm hearing is this idea that the emotional freedom technique can help us to put that in perspective and to help us process those triggers and that trauma so that we're then able to come to our food and our decision making or whatever's coming at us with more clarity as to what it is in front of us rather than what we are judging it with based off of our own past.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Easy.
Easy, but like,
No, I'm kidding. It's hard. Yeah, no. It's hard work, but what I find so amazing about EFT is that is easy. Like the simple task of tapping, or in other cases, maybe if you're not able to have someone tap for you, that part is accessible.
mm-hmm.
And that is what I find so fascinating and wonderful about it, is that it is something that almost everyone is able to pick up on once you know the tool. So that part's easy, and then of course all the rest is a lot of work.
Yes.
But yeah.
I love that you said that, because that was what attracted me to EFT in the first place. The fact that it really is this do-it-yourself healing modality that once you learn it, you can practice it on yourself. And of course, it's so helpful to have a one-on-one practitioner or be in a circle with a practitioner. But it's something that everyone can use. Like if you get stressed anywhere, just, use this tool and self-regulate.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you. Can you tell us more about what to expect through the class and when it is?
Sure. Yeah, so it's at the end of the month. It's starting on the 31st, and we're going to be meeting for 4 Saturdays at 2 to 4. We'll have a emailed out online portion of the class that includes resources and exercises and the weekly lesson plan that will be in video format as well as written, so that everyone has everything they need laid out. And then we'll also be meeting on those Saturdays 2 to 4 to discuss all of the experiences from the week, doing the exercises that are really teaching people applicable tips and tools to take with them from this point on. Like after the course is done, you can keep using these tools to continue exploring and unpacking this relationship and keep that DIY healing going for yourself. Yeah. And then we're also going to be doing a weekly tapping circle, which will help people really process rapidly. It's helpful to be guided. I'm a certified EFT practitioner, and I've been practicing for over 3 years, and I love guiding people through the process. It's powerful.
Yeah, awesome. So when the tapping circles and the weekly meetings are happening, where are they happening?
On Zoom.
Zoom, yep.
Not in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Caitlin, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I'm so excited too. Thank you for working with me. It's such a blessing.
Yeah, we're so honored. Is there anything else you want to leave us with before we go?
I think if anyone has any questions or further inquiries, please reach out. I'm available to answer any questions and talk to anyone that's interested, or just share some love and support around this topic. I know that it can be really intense and painful to deal with, and it can be confusing. There's so much information on the internet these days that is sneakily disguising itself as like this wellness diet that really is just diet in disguise, and diets don't work. Diets lead to a lot of pain and suffering. What works in my experience and the experience of my clients is learning how to deeply listen to your body. And that's what we're going to be doing.
Yay. Can't wait. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so y'all we have signups on our website. You can go there to sign up. And again, if you have any questions, you can contact Caitlin or contact us at Earth Commons, and we're happy to answer any of them.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Well, you have a great night.
You too. It was great talking to you, Caroline.
Well, always.
Bye.
Bye.